Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're taking an exciting tour of Australia. I've got 12 fascinating points to share with you about this incredible country. So stick around till the end. You won't want to miss this. Let's dive right in. Did you know that most of Australia's population lives in a specific part of the country? If you look at a map, you'll notice that the majority of people are concentrated in the southeastern and coastal areas, while the vast outback remains largely uninhabited. This red highlighted region, show visual, is where you'll find the biggest cities like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Now, let's talk about something straight out of a thriller movie: giant crocodiles. Australia is home to some of the largest saltwater crocodiles in the world.
Amazing.
And
That
guess
little
what?
brain's in
One of
tune
the
for that
biggest
splash.
ever
That
caught
splash is
was a
where the
massive
animal's having a drink.
cattle-eating
That's where he
beast.
must go.
This monster measured over 6 meters, 20 feet long, and weighed more than a ton. These crocs are apex predators, lurking in the rivers and swamps of the Northern Territory, and they can take down cattle, wild boars, and even sharks. So, if you ever visit Australia's northern regions, stay alert near the water. All right, now let's talk about something you might not expect: how to defend yourself against a kangaroo. Kangaroos may look cute, but they can be surprisingly aggressive, especially if they feel threatened. These muscular marsupials can deliver powerful kicks with their strong legs, and their sharp claws can cause serious injuries. So, what should you do if a kangaroo decides to square up with you? Here are a few tips. Stay calm and back away. Don't run. Quick movements can make the kangaroo more aggressive. Make yourself look smaller. Lowering yourself can signal that you're not a threat. Use an object as a barrier. If you have a backpack, jacket, or even a tree nearby, put it between you and the kangaroo. If it attacks, lean back. Kangaroos balance on their tails to kick, so leaning back can reduce impact. Most importantly, don't try to fight it unless you want to end up in a viral video. Instead, give it space and let it hop away peacefully. Now, let's talk about something super smart that every country should adopt: mesh drains. Australia has installed special mesh drain covers to prevent trash and debris from entering rivers, lakes, and oceans. These simple yet effective filters help stop plastic waste, leaves, and other pollutants from clogging waterways and harming marine life. The best part? These mesh drains are cheap, easy to install, and highly effective. They've already helped reduce water pollution in many Australian cities, and honestly, this should be a worldwide standard. Imagine how much cleaner our oceans would be if every country followed Australia's lead. What do you think? Should mesh drains be used everywhere? Let me know in the comments. Now, here's something that might surprise you. In Australia, your tax return actually shows you where your money was spent. That's right. When Australians file their taxes, they receive a breakdown of how their tax dollars were allocated. This could include healthcare, education, defense, infrastructure, and more. This level of transparency helps people understand how their contributions are used and keeps the government accountable. Imagine if every country did this. Wouldn't that be awesome? What do you think? Should all governments show exactly where tax money goes? Let me know in the comments down. Now, let's talk about something straight out of a nightmare: a plant in Australia that can cause excruciating pain for years. Meet the Gympie-Gympie plant, also known as the Queensland stinger. This innocent-looking plant is covered in tiny needle-like hairs that inject a powerful toxin into your skin. The pain? People describe it as being burned by acid, electrocuted, and stabbed all at once. Even worse, the pain can last for months or even years, flaring up whenever the area is touched or exposed to cold water. Some people have reported such severe agony that they considered amputating the affected limb. So, if you're ever exploring the rainforests of Queensland, do not touch this plant. You've been warned. Australia is famous for its deadly snakes, and here's one you probably haven't heard of: the Stevens banded snake. This highly venomous snake was spotted in Maitland, Australia. And while it may look small and harmless, don't be fooled. Its venom is extremely potent, capable of causing paralysis and even death if untreated. The scary part? It's a nocturnal snake, meaning it hunts at night, often unseen. And since it's a rare species, not much is known about how often it bites humans. So if you're ever wandering around Maitland at night, watch your step. Would you dare to explore Australia knowing creatures like this are out there? Let me know in the comments. Planning a road trip around Australia? Well, here's a reality check. You cannot do a full lap of Australia in just 2 weeks in a standard rental car. Many tourists massively underestimate the sheer size of Australia. To drive around the entire country, you'd need to cover over 14,000 kilometers, 8,700 miles. That's like driving from New York to Los Angeles 3 times. To make sure tourists get the message, Australia uses some hilarious and brutally honest road signs. Some of them show a tiny rental car next to an endless desert road, warning, "Not a chance, mate." A kangaroo holding a broken down engine with a caption, "Your car won't make it." A comparison map showing that Europe fits inside Australia, just to put things into perspective. So if you're planning an Aussie road trip, give yourself at least a few months, or risk getting stranded in the outback. Would you attempt an Australian road trip? Let me know in the comments. Down. Australia has some of the most expensive cigarettes in the world. And when you compare the cost to food, it's honestly mind-blowing. Right now, a single pack of cigarettes in Australia can cost around $50 AUD. Yes, you heard that right. $50 for one pack. Now, let's see what you could buy with that same amount of money instead. A week's worth of bread, milk, and eggs, 10 fast food burgers, a few good quality steaks for a BBQ. Enough fresh veggies to meal prep for days. For the price of smoking daily, you could be eating like a king instead. So, if you're traveling to Australia, maybe skip the smokes and enjoy some delicious Aussie food instead. What would you spend $50 on? Let me know in the comments. Imagine this. You buy a house with a stunning view, but a tree is in the way. Instead of dealing with it legally, you cut it down yourself. Well, in Australia, if you try this sneaky move, the government has the perfect revenge. If someone illegally cuts down a tree to improve their view, local councils often install a giant sign or metal structure to block the view even more. Some of these signs read things like, "This tree was illegally removed. Enjoy the new view." Nature belongs to everyone. The goal? Teach people a lesson about respecting the environment. Instead of a beautiful ocean or city view, they now get a big, ugly sign reminding them of their mistake. Honestly, I think this is genius. What do you think? Fair punishment or too extreme? Let me know in the comments. Australia is home to some of the weirdest and most unique animals, and this one's no exception. The platypus, a small egg-laying mammal, produces venom. This little creature might look adorable, but males have sharp spurs on their hind legs that can inject venom. It's not life-threatening to humans, but it's still excruciatingly painful. So, even if you spot one while hiking through the outback, remember, don't mess with the platypus. So, there you have it. 12 amazing, bizarre, and downright crazy facts about Australia. Whether you're planning to visit or just love learning about new places, Australia never fails to surprise. Let me know in the comments which point surprised you the most, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome travel content. See you in the next video. Cheers, mates.